This time around, we analyzed all the past matches, the video, all the video matches, and we studied a lot, and we got our problem. We know our problem now, so we are working on it.
Table tennis in Nigeria gets ready for the All Africa Games, and Segun Toriola believes it's about time to change the techniques. Don't use the same tactics of 1997 in 2015, and that's the only way they can beat the Egyptians. I totally agree with Segun Toriola. Keep the comments coming on Twitter, we're channels_sports, and on Facebook, we're channels_sports. Femi Adefeso joins us now. Femi, good to have you on the show.
Sounds a pleasure.
How does it feel sitting there? Because the guys there, they were talking so much about rebranding Nigerian football, and it was really hot.
Not just Nigerian football, every sport needs a touch, of difference.
Yeah.
And because that change needs to spread around. Sports have suffered a lot in times past, with leadership and, of course, the ministerial appointments. We usually have the minister of football. So it's about that time when let's not talk about the minister of football. Let's not just have a minister.
All right.
And let's work things out. I agree totally with Tunde Wokola on that one, because I think the DG right now, I think, is a technocrat. He understands the game. He's been an ex-player,
athlete,
and he supports virtually all the sports. That's the beautiful thing about him. He played volleyball, but he follows virtually every sport you can think of. So I think we just let us leave it for the expertise. And
Okay.
to do it well.
Now we're not talking about every sport. We're talking about basketball. What's going down? The national under-16 male team.
Yes, it's the turn of the boys. After the
The
girls,
girls did big things. The guys should do
Yes.
bigger things.
they saw and almost conquered,
Conquered.
but they met a tougher match. At this time around, Nigeria will be going for their second appearance in the under-16s. Remember, the ladies did their debut, but Nigeria, this will be for the boys, their second appearance.
So they are going with
Since
some sort of experience.
2009, yes. 2009 is quite a long time, so relatively a new team, and at the under-16 level, you can't recycle. So once you come once, you definitely won't be coming and the next time out. So this is totally a fresh squad. But good news, it's this afternoon. They landed safe in Mali. But that's not the news. The news is that all of them passed the MRI test.
Because that's actually the problem.
That's the
when you
good news.
take players and then they find out that age cheat is a problem. too.
Yes, there was an ugly incident with the 16 ladies, where 3 of them failed the test. But this time around, all the boys scaled through. So the circular passes that all boys are 16 and 15 under. None is above the age limit. So we'll be having the full complement of the 12 players, playing in this. So Coach Tari Prayer and Ogodaudu will have their hands full, against their opponents. The draws have not been made yet. It's supposed to be done tonight, but hopefully they'll have the luck of the draw, and we'll see how it goes from there.
That's it. We want to wish the national under-16 men's basketball, because yes, they are men, male basketball team has a starter campaign in Mali. Let's come back to the league. We'll get ready for the final 8.
Yes, it's going to be the best teams in men's basketball right here in Nigeria coming around. It was earlier decided in the Atlantic Conference. We knew Lagos Islanders dominated the Atlantic Conference, moving to the finals in very emphatic fashion. Union Bank actually, found a bubble back. I must say they became the stallion that we know them to be, in the Conference 6. And surprisingly, Jordan Warriors, with all the energy they had in the regular season, didn't push well enough. But they have a second chance now, in the final 8, which is the most crucial period. And surprisingly for me was Customs joining the 3 teams from the Atlantic Conference. You would have expected teams like Oluyole Warriors, Kwara Falcons push for that spot. But it's good to see Customs back. They are a traditional side, in the Atlantic Conference, in, of course, qualifying for the playoffs. So that's the 4 teams on your screen that will be in the national final 8 that will be taking place in Lagos, in the National Stadium, I think from the 9th of August till about 14th. So we'll know who the champions of the DSTV Premier Basketball League is. In the Savannah Conference, it's still dominance for Kano Pillars, although they met a very tough test, during the Conference 6 in the Atlantic Conference out there in the Kofamata Stadium in Kano. It wasn't rosy for them. Finally they tasted defeat, and they knew how bitter it is, especially when you're in front of your own crowd. And Mark Mentors, they look like one team that really wants to win. A lot of money has gone into that team, and right now they are saying they are ready to get that title. For Gombe Bulls,
that's
very
actually my team from the Savannah Conference this year.
Gombe Bulls,
admirable team.
I must say, a fantastic work going down there by the honorable gentleman Farouk Yama. You know, the Commissioner of Sports, they call him the head of the Sports Council. He's doing a good job there, not just for football. You know, like we say for Gombe United, he's also doing the same thing for the basketball team. So they have a 2-year target, according to him. This year they want to push, you know, to the Continentals, and hopefully by next year he'll become a title contender. And surprise, was Kada Stars peeping the likes of Plateau Picks and Bauchi Nets to a place in the final 8. I didn't see that coming at all. You know, I for one, I thought Plateau Picks were a better side in the regular season, and even in the Conference 6, I thought Bauchi Nets, you know, looking at the way they were beginning to get their momentum, you know, in the games they played, you know, very narrow losses, I thought they might also push, you know, for a spot there, because, you know, the 3 big guns, no doubt about it, Kano Pillars, Gombe Bulls, Mark Mentors, surely had stolen the top 3. So the last spot was in between those 3, and it was Kada Stars. So we've seen Kaduna back in Lagos, you know, for another exciting playoff. So come August the 9th, at the National Stadium in Lagos, it will be explosive. The best teams in Nigeria will face off.
So good basketball for you, August the 9th, National Stadium in Lagos. You love basketball. You just want to chill out, relax, be at the National Stadium, and you watch some good basketball in Nigeria. The NBA Africa All-Star game was going down.
Finally, it's here. The historical first NBA game in Africa. But for me, I think the joy would have been seeing a regular season game, you know, in the NBA actually being played, where you have 2 teams, you know, 2 franchises. But this is an exhibition game. But the beauty about it is we are going to see a team that has players of African descent, whether first generation, that is, they were born here, or their parents, you know, are from Africa. And a quick list of that, you know, those guys there. Luol Deng actually plays for the Great Britain national team, but he was born in South Sudan before he moved to the U.S. He is a player of Miami Heat. We have Farouk Aminu, our own Nigerian superstar. He plays for the Portland Trail Blazers. Yes, he was born in the U.S., but both his parents are Nigerians. Surprisingly, that's not Greek. He's Nigerian. Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's actually Adetokounmpo. By the way, both his parents are Nigerians, though he was born and raised up in Greece, but he's totally fully Nigerian. He's playing for the Greek national team, so he might not be able to wear the green and white sometime in the future. Nicolas Batum plays for the French national team. However, his parents, both of them, are from Cameroon. Also, is Bishmak Biyombo, who plays for the Charlotte Hornets. He plays for Congo. He's fully born-bred Congolese in there. We have other names too, in the likes of Serge Ibaka, who plays for the Spanish national team. However, he's also from DR Congo. Boris Dia is another guy playing for France. His father is actually Senegalese, but he's decided to don the Le Blues. Jogi Dieng is fully Senegalese. He plays in Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA, and also plays for the national team of Senegal. First is Ezeli, the Golden State Warriors man. Unfortunately, winning the crown, you know, has become a burden for Nigeria, because he won't be around to feature for us due to all the engagements he has to, you know, take part in. And Lukumba Amute, he was in the last Nations Cup when Nigeria played against Cameroon. He also is fully Cameroonian, and he is an NBA player. So this is the list of players that will be playing for Team Africa, you know, who are African by blood or by birth. You know, whichever either the place or by their parents.
Just by their names, they are fully African.
Exactly. You can say, except for Giannis, and as well, they are currently playing in the NBA. This is the team USA, or Team World, like they call them, captained by Chris Paul of the Los Angeles Clippers. We have Bradley Beal, who plays for Washington Wizards. Kenneth Farid, also another American star, who was part of the team that won the World Cup in 2014 in Spain. The inaugural FIBA World Cup, that is. And we have Mark and Paul Gasol, the 2 Spanish twin towers, I call them. Mark plays for Minnesota, while of course Paul plays for Chicago Bulls. Jeff Green, who moved from Boston Celtics to Memphis Grizzlies, also playing. Marcus Smart and Evan Stoner, both from Boston Celtics. And we have Nikola Vucevic, man from Montenegro, also in the mix. So we have the likes of Masai Ujiri also there, who will be the GM of the Team Africa. We have the NBA six-time winning coach Greg Popovich also in the mix as well.
That's an all-star team coming to Africa. Good one for basketball in Africa. All of those names right here in Africa, South Africa. Hopefully someday they'll come to Lagos.
Saturday is the date.
That's it. We'll be here to tell you everything that goes down in that game between Team Africa and Team World, NBA Africa. Femi, thanks so much for coming on the show. Someday both of us should do maybe 3-point throw. I know I'll beat you with that.
Why does everyone keep challenging me? I don't know why.
Because your height is threatening. All right, that's Femi Adefeso. He loves talking basketball, and every Thursday on Sports Tonight we talk basketball. That's the show for tonight, but remember, you can keep talking to us on Twitter. We're channels_sports, and on Facebook, we're channels-sports, action-packed world of sports. On behalf of the ever dedicated sports team at Channels Television Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria, my name is Austin Okonakwan. I love talking sports because it's so much fun. So, in everything you do, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.